Hey family, so a topic had came to mind. I was just sitting here thinking how I'm so grateful to God that my girls, now my oldest girl, she's about to be 13, and my youngest girl, she's 8. Oh, let me put something on my lips. But my 8-year-old Aries still plays with dolls, and that is such a blessing. I'm so grateful that she's such a girl. And even with Aisha, my oldest, who is 13 now, Aisha really never gave me no issues thus far. However, what I recently just had to get on her about is like TikTok and things like that. So like the TikTok, Instagram, I don't want her on, but I do allow her to have YouTube. Facebook, she don't need those, Facebook is like for older crowds. But far as Instagram and TikTok, I don't allow her to be on neither one of those. And so she had snuck and had got TikTok on her phone anyway. Not the app, but she was using TikTok through the browser. Let me tell you, parents, be on top of your kids. And also, I do this thing where I call it drive-bys. I do drive-bys on my kids' phones because you need to know exactly what these kids are into. Even if you think your child, oh, my child don't do this, my child don't do that. I'm telling you, just never be so sure. So you want to even check because you just never know. And it's not necessarily that your child is being sneaky or doing things that they should not be doing on this internet. It's about all the things that is on the internet. It's so many things that us parents, we can't have our eyes and ears on everything. When it comes to every community that's online, our kids just don't need this access to them, period. They don't need this access, especially when we're talking about ages 13 and under. So I talk to my babies about a lot of things. They know what time it is, but we still have to do our due diligence as parents and protect them. And also too, it's just also good to do our due diligence so we're in the loop of everything that's going on this internet, because it's just so much. And this is the thing about it. I had just recently did a video on this, that everything is not for your ear gates and your eye gates, because once you see something, you can't unsee it. And the same thing about your hearing. Once you hear it, you can't unhear that, right? And you just don't know what kind of seed those thoughts that comes from whatever image or come from whatever sounds would produce. So yeah, you can't weed everything out, but you just certainly want to do your due diligence and be on top of it and weed out what you can, child, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot of things that are very educational and that the kids can learn and benefit off of, that can motivate them, empower them. Then there's a lot of things that they just simply don't need to be hearing, don't need to be seeing, plain and simple, So I'm one of those parents that I do believe kids need to have phones, because in this day, time, and age, kids have extracurricular activities, they have sports, they're at school. You need to be able to track their locations. You need to be able to have like a quick access to them, right? So I believe every child need to have a phone. I'm talking about down to the kindergartner, the first grader. Even if they don't take it to school, they still need to have a phone. Like when they go to a family house or friend, whatever, they need phones. They do. I'm one of those parents that I truly believe like all kids do need phones. But I'm certainly now, I haven't always been, but I'm certainly now one of those parents also that it needs to be parental control on all the phones. You know what I'm saying? So you have to give permission to what they can have access to and what they can. So don't feel bad about controlling it. And then the kids, they'll try to guilt trip you. They'll try to make you think like, oh, well, my friends are able to get on TikTok. My friends get on Snapchat. Friend mama, I'm not your friend parent. I don't care what their parents allow them to do, because I have to tell my kids that. I don't care what their parents allow them to do. I'm not allowing you to do that. Plain and simple, So beat it. You have to let them know, like, what goes on in their household, I can't control. But baby, over here, it's a no-go. At the Johnson's house, it's a no-go. You have to stay on top of these kids and what they have access to. Get your kids, if they're not already, get them in an extracurricular activity and get them in some kind of sports. I thank God that My kids, my kids, they actually enjoy doing different things like outside of school. So Anthony just finished up basketball, and the boys really have been a breeze, but the girls have been the ones I really have had to push, like, hey, y'all need to get into a sport. Y'all need to get into a sport. Y'all need to get into a sport. Every time I ask the girls, what do y'all want to do? They seem like they have little to no interest, but they'll do like chess club, art club, cooking class, cooking club, stuff like that, which has been fine. But now I want to like step it up, right? When it comes to, I want them to be a part of a team, a part of an organization, and see how well they teamwork and see how well it's time for that, right? So recently Aries had shared that she wanted to do tennis, and I was like, oh, because tennis is new. It's like, where did this come from? You know, I don't know anyone who's in tennis, and so that's a different type of interest, but I'm all for it and I fully support her. And as far as with Aisha really don't like anything physical, like no sports, and I don't want to make her do something that she don't want to do, but I also do want to encourage her. So I am gently nudging her, not necessarily pushing her, but I'm gently nudging her to get outside of her comfort zone and see how it would be to just do something a little bit more active, something that's not just her comfort zone, you know? So yeah, so we're gonna get these girls by the summertime. We're gonna get these girls fully acclimated into a sport where they're on a team and they can work together, you know, and things like that. We're gonna get them fully acclimated, child. And I'm excited. Like, I don't know any tennis groups, tennis coaches, or anything like that. I don't even know where to start, honey. I have to start on Google and go from there. But I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited that my baby girl wants to try, you know, different things, and she has a different interest and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. And then with Aisha, child, I don't know what it's gonna be with Aisha, because she had shared that she wanted to do volleyball and she wanted to do kickball. She had shared that she wanted to do volleyball. So we'll see, because I don't know when volleyball team starts or anything like that. So yeah, I thought this was a really good topic to talk about today, about far as like our kids and these phones, and like if they should be having like internet access, and, you know, encouragement to get them so off their phones. I mean, we have our phones always in our hand. It's just today's age and time. You just can't do anything about that, and it's fine. The phones is fine, but also to have them stretch their mind and have them stretch out of their comfort zones and get them into a sports, get them into extracurricular activities, because I truly think that will help as well. All right, okay, so yeah, that's my rant for today. I'm actually waiting for the kids to get out of school now. And all right, family, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.